Welcome, everyone. Let's start our lesson today not with some dusty old text, but with the riddles of our own time, the world right outside your window.
I mean, think about it. All around you, you see these beautiful performances, right? But sometimes they feel like they're just masking something brutal. Why is that? Why do we see so much performative kindness that feels like it's just hiding cruelty?
And here's another one that's just baffling. We have these fountains of incredible wealth, truly immense wealth. And right next door, you've got this deep, desperate poverty. How can that even be? How can those two things exist side by side? And let's bring this one a little closer to home. Think about love. It's supposed to be the greatest virtue, right? But when does that powerful instinct to love someone to protect them, when does it cross the line and actually start harming them? When does it become destructive? Now, all of this, it sounds so modern, doesn't it? Like these are our problems. But guess what? They're not. These are ancient riddles, my friends, questions that people have been asking for ages. And to get a handle on them, we've got to look back to an old story that just might hold the key. Okay, you ready? Let's dive in. So here's the plan. We're going to tackle these modern riddles by looking for some ancient answers. We'll unpack 3 key omens from this story, one on pious cruelty, another on selfish abundance, and a third on what I'm calling destructive love. And then we'll end on something unexpected, a little glimmer in the dark. So our story takes us way back to ancient India. We meet these 4 famous brothers, the Pandavas. And they go to the wise Krishna with this really heavy question. They want to know, what's the world going to be like in the next age, the Kaliyug? You know, the age that's supposed to be really tough. But Krishna, he's a master teacher, He doesn't just lecture them. No, he sets up a demonstration. He grabs his bow and 4 arrows, shoots them off in 4 totally different directions, and then tells each of the brothers, go get one. See, he knows the real lesson isn't going to be in some speech. It's in what they're about to see with their own eyes. So let's tag along with the first brother, the amazing warrior Arjuna, and see what he stumbles upon. This is our first omen, the omen of pious cruelty, and it's going to get right to the heart of that question we asked about kindness hiding something, well, not so kind. So Arjun is walking, and he hears this absolutely enchanting song. It's so beautiful, it sounds almost divine. He follows the music and finds its source, a gorgeous cuckoo, just singing its heart out. But then, as he gets a little closer, he sees what's really happening, and it's horrifying. The bird is singing this heavenly tune while it's brutally eating a live rabbit. So you can imagine, Arjuna comes back completely shaken up. And Krishna explains it to him. This is the first omen, he says. In the coming age, you're going to see people with sweet voices and great knowledge, but they'll use those gifts to exploit others, just like that cuckoo was doing to the rabbit. They'll draw you in with beauty to hide the bite. And wow, does that hit home today, right? Think about it. The cuckoo's divine song, that's the charismatic leader, the super appealing brand, the influencer with the perfect message. But the brutal act of eating the rabbit, that's the hidden exploitation. It's the person promoting a harmful product for profit, spreading dangerous misinformation just to get ahead, or demanding a kind of loyalty that ends up costing their followers everything. Okay, so let's move on to the second brother, the powerful Bhima. The omen he finds isn't about cruelty exactly. It's about a kind of selfishness that's just mind-boggling. So Bhima comes across this bizarre scene. There are these 4 wells just brimming with sweet water. They're literally overflowing, water just spilling onto the ground. And then, right there in the center of them, is a 5th well. And it's bone dry, completely empty. And when Bhima tells Krishna what he saw, the explanation is, well, it's pretty stark. Krishna says that in Kaliyug, the poor will live right alongside the rich. And those rich people will have so much wealth it'll be overflowing, but they won't offer a single penny to the poor people right in front of them. Come on, this ancient vision is basically a photograph of our world today. Those overflowing wells, that's the record corporate profits and the mind-blowing wealth of billionaires. And the empty well in the middle, that's people struggling with food insecurity, wages that don't move, and a social safety net that's full of holes. And the part about the full wells not offering a single drop? Well, that sounds an awful lot like choosing to do stock buybacks instead of investing in your employees, or finding every tax loophole you can instead of contributing to the community. Okay, From the societal to the personal. The third omen, which was found by the brother Nakula, really gets into how even a beautiful thing like love can get twisted into something harmful. So he sees this cow giving birth. It's a beautiful, natural moment. And the mother cow starts licking her new calf clean, just like you'd expect. But then she just doesn't stop. She keeps licking and licking and licking so relentlessly that what started as an act of love is now actually injuring the poor calf, scraping its skin raw. When he tells Krishna about this deeply unsettling sight, Krishna gives him the meaning. He warns that in the coming age, parents will love their children so much that that very love will spoil them. It'll end up destroying their lives. It's a huge warning about love that isn't balanced with wisdom, a love that ends up smothering instead of nurturing. And wow, this is such a powerful metaphor for what we sometimes see today. The cow's obsessive licking, that's the overprotective parent who tries to shield their kid from every single failure or struggle. And the injured calf, well, that's the result. A young person who struggles with resilience, who's terrified of making a mistake, who just doesn't have the tools to be independent. It's that fine line where affection stops being about helping someone grow and starts being about control. So after those three pretty dark omens, pious cruelty, selfish abundance, destructive love, you might be thinking the last one is going to be the worst of all. But what the final brother, Sahadev, saw, it wasn't another warning. It was, believe it or not, a glimmer of hope. He sees this absolutely terrifying sight. A massive boulder breaks free from a mountain, and it's just thundering down the slope, crushing everything, rocks, trees, you name it. It's this unstoppable force of pure destruction. But then, something completely impossible happens. The boulder screeches to a halt. It's stopped cold by a tiny, delicate little plant. And Krishna reveals the final, most important lesson of all. The boulder, he says, represents the decline of morality, of human character, a fall that seems to be speeding up and is just unstoppable. But the tiny plant? That shows that even the most massive, overwhelming force of decay can be stopped. It can be stopped by something small and virtuous, by faith, by a principled stand, by just one person doing the right thing. So this is the final lesson, and it's just so powerful. It's telling us that even when we're surrounded by all this stuff, the hypocrisy, the greed, the distorted love, we're not helpless. One small act of virtue, it says, can stop the entire landslide. And so the real question this ancient story poses to us, its students here in the modern age, isn't if the boulder is falling. We can see that it is. The real question is, what small plants are you going to grow in its path? And that's our lesson for today.